Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girl some love. We're going to be talking about some decadent, rich chocolate fragrances today. You guys know that I am the Gourmand girl. I even have the Brown Sugar Babe shirt that says Gourmand Girly. It's like brown and caramel. It literally looks like the way that it should smell. So I love a good gourmand. Chocolate mixed with a floral, chocolate mixed with something boozy or woody. I love chocolate. I'm a chocolate connoisseur. If you follow me, then you already know that. I'm gonna give you guys about 20. We're gonna go through these pretty fast, but I also have two tiramisu inspired fragrances by Zamaya. They sent me over 2 fragrances that we're going to discuss. Now you guys know what type of fragrances that I said I was not going to be discussing or purchasing on this channel. So to me, one smelled a little similar in the opening, but then it dried down different. And then the other one I've never smelled before, but they're both rich, decadent, and I layered them together. So we're going to be talking about 2 new Zamaya fragrances, tiramisu inspired. One is tiramisu caramel and then tiramisu cacao. And you guys actually love them both. Spoiler alert. But I'm going to give you my brief thoughts on it, let you know how it smells. So I love chocolate, like I said. So if you want a good chocolate fragrance, you know, all surrounding everything or every other note, even ouds, please continue to like, follow, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, all that good stuff, y'all. And let's get started with this video. So the very first one we're going to talk about, let's talk about the one that I absolutely love the most. So this one is called tiramisu cacao. Now, the dessert tiramisu is an Italian dessert. And I think it involves the lady fingers, which is almost like a little sponge cake. There is egg yolk in tiramisu. There's mascarpone, which is like an almond paste in tiramisu. There's some vanilla, and I think they use a booze in there, like a rum. I wasn't a huge fan of tiramisu, but I love the way that it smells. Even when I went to the south of France over in Nice, I did not like any tiramisu desserts or anything evolving around tiramisu, but I do love the smell of tiramisu. Now, recently I went to a 7 Virtues party that was in Beverly Hills, and it was an exquisite Italian restaurant. The reason why I don't care too much for tiramisu is because it almost tastes like a wet tres leches cake to me, or the ones that I've had in the past, you know? So, and also it has egg yolk in there, or whipped egg yolk. And I'm like, if eggs are not cooked, do I really want to eat it? So anyway, I tried tiramisu and I really, really enjoyed it for the very first time. And it makes me want to go back to this Italian restaurant in Beverly Hills. I went to the 7 Virtues launch of Candied Lychee, and we had like a little party gathering. Very lovely. Met Barb's, and then she was like, try it. I was like, no, I'm not a huge tiramisu fan. She's like, you know what? I heard this tiramisu was good. So I tried the tiramisu, you guys, and it was flaky. It wasn't too wet. It was perfection. So when Zamaya said that they were sending me these fragrances, I was super excited because I had that wonderful experience with tiramisu. So the first one we're going to talk about, and I'll show you the packaging as well. Let me put the bottle back in. It's called Tiramisu COCO. Love, love, love Zamaya's packaging. I think Zamaya is a Middle Eastern fragrance house. I'm really not sure. You guys know that I just did a huge declutter of Middle Eastern fragrances. You can see it more back here. So love the colors of this bottle. It is like a bronzy brown color, you know, like just like me, like a girl. And this has a magnetic cap. Love that. The bottle is pretty substantial. It's heavy, and I love that. Now, I've already sprayed this. So let me give you the notes of tiramisu cacao, or tiramisu cocoa. There's coffee, there's amaretto, there's cocoa in here, vanilla ice cream, biscuit, brown sugar, and amber. So now in the opening of this fragrance, because I've already sprayed it, I've layered the 2 together and they're amazing together, but I actually love this one, Tiramisu Cocoa. I love this alone. So Tiramisu Cocoa, I am getting something a little tart or jammy in the opening. So maybe it's that the amaretto usually smells pretty nutty. I'm actually getting like a slight jammy rose or something like a fruity jamminess to this fragrance, or maybe there's pink pepper in here or something, because I know sometimes that pink pepper can give me a sense of like a jammy rose, a warm spicy jammy rose. So I do get the vanilla ice cream, the brown sugar. It smells in the dry down, it literally smells like a affogato, you know. It doesn't remind me of Amore Cafe. Amore Cafe is a little nuttier. There's a little more vanilla. This one's a little more fresh, airy. If you don't want a heavy vanilla or a heavy cacao fragrance, then I would say try this one. Love this. This is for the gourmand girl that doesn't want to smell like literal food, because it's giving you that fresh, airiness from all of the gourmand notes in the fragrance. But anyway, it gives you a light, airy coffee scent with a little bit of cacao, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of amaretto, a little bit of everything. And it's beautiful, you know? So anyway, tiramisu, cocoa, get your nose on this. And it's super affordable as well. I will create some links and I will link this in the description box. But I love the packaging and I love the bottles. So now we're going to talk about tiramisu caramel. This is such a cute, almost a shimmery finish pink box. And the bottle is matte, but it's also like a pale baby pink as well. So in tiramisu caramel, I love this one as well. Now this one gave me similar vibes of one in the opening, but like I said, they're super affordable. In here you have your caramel honey, coumarin, you have some woody notes, vanilla, whiskey, and musk. Now, I think the other fragrance that I'm talking about is Bianco Latte. It gives me similar vibes in the opening, but in the dry down, it does not. And in the opening, it gives similar vibes, but it also gives a booziness as well. So you get that fresh honey, you get a little bit of that whiskey, boozy vibe, and I love that. And Bianco Latte, right? Yes. You don't get that booziness, but you get that I get all of the whiskey in this fragrance on top of the honey, the creaminess of the coumarin, and the vanilla combined just makes it creamy, slightly milky. But this has a booziness to it. It's almost giving me a biscuity smell as well, but such a beautiful gourmand. Tiramisu Caramel by Zamaya. Now the two layered together are outstanding. It almost gives you like a vanilla-like latte with a little bit of booziness, like a coffee with a little bit of alcohol inside, you guys. When I go to other countries, they have that, or like, what is it? Like a Bailey's or something. When you layer the two together, these two are literally giving you like that Bailey's, that creamy Bailey's with that vanilla caramel cacao inside, or chocolate. I love these. I love the layering even more. So get your nose on those. I will leave the link down below. So enough about Zamaya, which I absolutely love. And let's talk about these cacao, dark chocolate cacao, fudge fragrances that I have here. So the very first one we're going to talk about. Now this is for a chocolate lover or a dark chocolate lover that loves the note of cardamom, slightly green, very fresh, airy. And this is by Day 3. This is, let's hold it back a little bit because it's blurry. This is Philosophia. Now there's some tobacco in here, a little black pepper that makes it warm, a little smoky, but you definitely get that fresh, slightly clean, airy cardamom in this fragrance with a little bit of cacao. I love Philosophia by Day 3. Yeah, warm spiciness of the cardamom cacao. It's very fresh. There's a little cleanness. Cardamom gives me a clean vibe. I don't know why, but it almost gives me like a soapy, clean, slightly green cardamom with a little cacao and smoke, you all. Philosophia is beautiful, but definitely for one that loves cacao or dark chocolate. It's very fresh and airy, not too thick and heavy, and one that loves cardamom. So their bottles have changed, okay? The bottles don't come like this. I love this bottle. I love their new bottles too. Love their atomizers, but I love this dark color bottle. Philosophia Day 3. They won so many awards at Scent Explorer. Get your nose on this one. It is gorgeous. I'm going to try to go in order because I wrote these down so I don't forget any of these fragrances that are over here. So also, let me talk to you about an oil. So my scent of the day is all these chocolates because I've been testing, but I also layered it with a Brown Sugar Babes oil. These two fragrance oils are perfect for layering with these chocolate fragrances and in the fall. This is Hot Chocolate by Brown Sugar Babes. Lovely, warm, milk chocolatey fragrance. And you guys know that I've been talking about this fragrance house. Let me wipe this off for a moment because it's a little dusty. I've gone through about 2 bottles of this already over the past couple of years. And this is by the Fragrance Vault XO. And this is La Poussette. La Poussette was my very first chocolatey chocolate oil experience. This one's boozy, it's nutty, it's chocolatey, it smells like hazelnut and cacao. You cannot go wrong, but if you want something with a little more strength in the nutty area, like the hazelnut, almondy, on top of some dark chocolate, then get La Poussette. This one smells like more of a Brown Sugar Babes milk hot chocolate to me, but they're both gorgeous. I am wearing both today, okay? Anyway, get your nose on these two. I will leave the links down below. Brown Sugar Babes hot chocolate, and then the Fragrant Vault XO Tiffany. You should still be able to get this. I think the oils are still around, and this is La Poussette, y'all. La Poussette, if you know this channel, you know how much I spoke about La Poussette. So the very first one we're going to talk about is, we all know and love, this one gives a little bit of booziness. I think there's cognac and rum in here. There's apricot, there's dried apricot, there's fresh apricot. It is lush, it's sweet, it's a bit tart, and it is gorgeous. It almost reminds me of my plum, not my plum, my Sense of Woods, apricot, and cognac. But this one has the note of chocolate in there. So you have to like a dark chocolate fragrance, not heavy dark chocolate, but it is fruity, boozy, and it's absolutely delicious. So in Dulce Diablo, you don't need a lot of this fragrance. It's definitely one that you can spray about 4 to 5 times, and it's beautiful. So if you want something fruity, then I would say get your nose on Dulce Diablo, and it's gorgeous. So the next one we're going to talk about is one of my first chocolate fragrances by the House of Xerjoff. And I was a bit scared to buy this fragrance because there was oud in here, but I took a chance, y'all. I was obsessed with Xerjoff like 3-4 years ago. And I had to have this fragrance. I wasn't going to buy the small one because I said, you know what? If I'm going to go in with a chocolate oud fragrance, then I'm just going to go in. So I bought the 100 ml bottle. And this is Symphonium. So this holds a beautiful oud. There's Laotian oud, there's Thai oud, and those Asian ouds gives you more of a sweeter oud fragrance, very cohesive, smooth, creamy, perfect with the chocolate in this fragrance. There's mandarin and there's orange in this fragrance as well. And when I tell you this is like at the top of my list when it comes to chocolate fragrances, there is a bit of a oud nuance to this fragrance as well, but it's a fresh oud. It's a very lush oud. But if you want something with a lot of character, a little bit of a citrus, it almost smells like an upscale orange. You know those very creamy, chocolatey oranges? I think like you break open that come around Christmas time. That chocolate is cheap, but just imagine that chocolatey orange with the most exquisite creamy chocolate, milk chocolate with a bit of a very creamy, luxurious oud and some citruses. No, it doesn't smell cheap. It doesn't smell like candy. It's an opulent, chocolatey, oudy citrus gourmand, and I'm loving it. And this is Symphony. What do I call it? Symphony. I don't know why I want to call this Symposium. Symphonium, not symphony. It's a combination of the two words that I'm trying to describe. This is Symphonium, right? Yes, Symphonium by the House of Xerjoff, y'all. So the next one we're going to talk about, let's go in order, y'all, is Soriso. Now, Soriso is here. Now, I blind bought this because I heard many years ago that this was an amazing chocolate scent. Now, it's okay if you do not like a huge, heavy chocolate scent. If you want something a bit fresh, it almost gives me like a chocolatey dough or like a chocolate bun that you would buy from like 85 degrees. 85 degrees has this like chocolate bread with a little bit of a whipped chocolate in the middle, giving you a slight doughy, creamy vibe. That is what Soriso does. So in Soriso, you have your vanilla, dark chocolate, woods, and bitter orange. None of those notes are very heavy in here. I don't get a lot of the citrus. I don't get a lot of the bitter orange. I don't get a lot of dark chocolate. It's very light, airy. It almost smells a little boozy, like bitters, orange bitters to me, slightly. But it gives me that doughy, vanillic, or doughy, like a bready vibe. So if you want something a little bready, if you like that Hypnotic Poison, bready, doughy, almost like a Play-Doh-y sort of scent, I don't know if this one will be stained, but just imagine Hypnotic Poison with a little bit of a boozy orange bitters and a slight cacao or slight dark chocolate scent. That is Soriso. This cost me, is it worth the price? No, it is not, because there's so many other chocolate fragrances that I absolutely love. So to me, I think I paid $300 or $270 for this fragrance. It is not worth the price, but I do really like it. It is not a huge love, but I like it a lot. I did more layering with this fragrance than I did wearing it alone, because alone it is not giving me the cacao or the dark chocolate that I want, but I do really like it. It's for those people that like lighter fragrances. So the next one we're going to talk about is by the House of Gallagher fragrance, and this is called Wicked Good. Wicked Good was literally like one of the few chocolate fragrances out many, many years ago. And my girl Emmy Fragrances over here, she loved her Gallagher. And Rose All Day is a love for her. I ended up decluttering that fragrance because it was a little too heavy for me. I wore it to work and I was embarrassed. So I have one of the worst memories with Rose All Day, because I got it in the mail and I sprayed it on like crazy and I was sick of myself all night long. But Wicked Good is an amazing chocolate. There's tonka bean, there's chocolate in here, there's vanilla as well. Now to me, it's gorgeous. It's literally like a milk chocolatey tonka bean fragrance on your skin. So, but it also is like, I've always said this, and I know people don't get this, but I got this from the start. Wicked Good gives me a slight animalicness in the opening. It's good, but it almost gives me a slight oudie vibe in the opening. And I know they don't put all the notes in the fragrances, but it gives me a slight oudie vibe that dries down after about maybe like 2 minutes, and then it turns to a straight up milk chocolatey tonka bean smell. So Wicked Good, I don't know if it's still the same, or this was like, this is not the older bottle. It is like the bottle that came out. I think the bottles have changed again. This is the bottle that came out after the square glass bottles, but I love this. It smells like milk chocolate. So the next one we're going to talk about, I'm just going to do them, y'all. Okay, I don't really need the notes because I pretty much know all of these fragrances. This one. This one. Now, this one was one of my very first chocolate fragrances. Someone over on Instagram told me that this was an amazing Gourmand. I did not know the notes. I just knew that 5 years ago, I loved Gourmand fragrances. I have the original bottle. I purchased like 2 backup bottles, but I love this fragrance so much that I want everybody else to experience them, and I've given them away. Okay, so this is... oh, this is so, so good. Juicet's African Queen. I love me some African Queen. And this has a prominent dark chocolate, literal dark chocolate note. If you want a floral, a rosy dark chocolate, if you want more of a complex dark chocolate fragrance with a little bit of lemon in here, and almost smells like a creamy lemon with some tonka bean, a velvety dark red rose, and some beautiful dark chocolate, you guys. This one right here, it's a lifer, and I need to buy me a backup bottle. I'm afraid to buy a backup bottle of this. I'm wondering if the formulation has changed, because I've had this for about maybe 4 to 5 years. I love, 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 love African Queen. If, like I said, if you want a dark chocolate fragrance, a floral gourmand, but literally you can smell the darkness of the chocolate in here. With that lemon, it doesn't clash. Who would have thought to put all of those fragrances, all of those fragrance notes together? The almond in here, how could I forget about the almond? It's like a dark chocolate covered almond with rose and lemon, you guys. Stunning fragrance. African Queen, get your nose on this, by the House of Juet. Yeah, I got excited because I started like sweating, okay? So, you know, you come over to this channel, you may see your girl sweat even with the AC on. So anyway, you guys, continuing on, okay? So let's go to one that I absolutely have fallen in love with since I went to Milan. And this is by the House of Adomo. This one, you guys, this is in my top 3. Chocolatey. This is in my top gourmand fragrance collection. You're going to hear about this like forever because I love it. There's a leather in here. There's coffee in here. It almost smells like an Arabic coffee, like a dark Arabic, dark chocolate coffee. It is absolutely... but the leather in here, like, y'all, this is such a stunning fragrance. This is Adomo. This is from the Roman collection. And this is number 5, I believe. Yeah, I think this is Roman numeral number 5, right, y'all? The one with the V. So there's ginger. It's a little zesty, like a zesty Arabic coffee in the opening with some beautiful creamy cacao. That leather in here is creamy as well. I'm obsessed with this fragrance. So... coffee, ginger, leather. Oud in here is very minimal. It just adds to the complexity of the fragrance, but you get a very chocolatey oud, almost smelling a little patchouli-ish, you know. There's also tonka bean, Australian sandalwood, and all the goodness that you could think of. So anyway, get your nose. If you are a chocolate lover, the leather in here is creamy. Don't be afraid of the leather. Sometimes I'm afraid of leather, like Eve said, but leather in moderate doses, I love. This almost gives me vibes of, you know what, now that I think about it, I wanted Oud Cadenza by Mason Crivelli, but I don't need it because I got this. And to me, this is better than Oud Cadenza by Mason Crivelli, but I loved Oud Cadenza, but I love this one even more. It's a little more complex. That leather adds a bit of darkness to it. The ginger, a little bit of spiciness in the opening, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, Adomo, number 5, get your nose on that one. So the next one, sorry, we're going to talk about, I'm not sorry, okay, is 1970 by Rosendo Mateu. I wanted this fragrance because I did order a sample kit of this fragrance and I fell in love with 1970. But this literally gives you chocolate and tonka bean. So in 1970, it gives you a little bit of citrus as well. There's fruits listed, but I don't know what other fruits it is. It smells like more of a clementine peel, maybe, but very light, airy, a little zesty in the opening, fresh. But it gives you a lot of tonka bean and chocolate. So in here, you have some spices, woods, vanilla musk, beautiful amber. But if you love a good tonka bean and chocolate, then you're going to love this. The citruses are very light, but literally a good chocolatey, sweet, creamy tonka bean fragrance, Rosendo Mateu, 1970. The next one, I don't know why I can't find my bottle, my original bottle, you guys. So I just pulled this one. Maybe it's in the back. It was a little too dark. I keep my fragrances in a dark room. This is Guerlain's Gourmand Coquin. I do have the original bottle, and I ordered the B bottle when I thought that one was going out of stock. Do I wear this? No, I didn't. So in the original bottle, like I think I got like 75% of that fragrance left. But it is a gorgeous chocolatey rose. Almost gives me vibes a little bit of nuances of African Queen because of the chocolate and the rose, but this one has a booze in there. It's a beautiful fragrance, very elegant, very opulent. If you wanted to add a little bit of cacao to a boozy rose scent, it's beautiful. So I think that is all I'm going to say about Guerlain's Gourmand Coquin, and it was called Elixir Gourmand Coquin Elixir Charnel. I know I smelled Fève Gourmand, but this one, It's giving me a little more than Feb Gourmand, you know, and it's giving me a little more of a jamminess or rosiness, and the chocolate in here is a little more prominent. Feb Gourmand to me is a little more tamed than the original Gourmand Coquin. Elixir Charnel Gourmand Coquin. So the next one we're going to talk about is EBK's Deep in Desire Yacht. So this one is a grape. It almost gives a black currant, hazelnut, dark chocolatey vibe. There's some citruses in here. It smells like a boozy, not boozy, it smells like a citrus blueberry muffin with some Nutella drizzle and some cacao and some chocolate, you all. It is beautiful. So if you want, imagine if you want a, just say you got like a citrus tea or a lemon tea or a bergamot tea with a morning blueberry muffin, and you drizzle some hazelnut on that with a little light drizzle of cacao. That is what this is smelling like. That is what EBK's Deep in Desire Yacht is smelling like. It is gorgeous. Get your nose on it. This was a love for me. I know they got a new cherry fragrance that I want to get my nose on. Maybe I can get a sample of that from somewhere. But you guys, in EBK's fragrances, they have like they use a very prominent bergamot. It's a bit sharp. So I'm wondering if the cherry is going to have that scent in there as well, because I pretty much get it across the board in almost all of their fragrances, except for their ruby and vanilla oud, which was very tamed. So the next one that has a beautiful dark chocolate scent, cardamom. This one also gives me a jamminess, but I think there's a pink pepper in here as well. Oh, this is so, so good. Masters is definitely in my top 10 gourmands for life. They're coming out with another edition of Masters. They have added another perfumer. It's still Natalie Lorson and Olivier Crest, but I think it's something, it's not Paul Guerlain, it's somebody else. But it's going to be released in Dubai at the end of January, you all. Masters. Love, love, love. It gives me a bit of a jamminess too, but I think there may be some pink pepper in there. There's some warm spices, incense. It is absolutely gorgeous. But Masters, a little bit of cacao. It almost smells like a, yeah, it's gorgeous. Get your nose on Masters if you are a gourmand lover. You need Masters. You need these two right here, okay? Completely unisex. I love both of these. These are in my top 5 here that I have today on top of African Queen. But cardamom, cacao, some spices are giving me a little bit of a powderiness, but not that annoying baby powder. More of like an irisy powderiness. It is stunning, okay? These two are stunning. Get your nose on it. Opulent, beautiful, slightly complex, but amazing fragrances with that creamy, elegant cacao. The next one we're going to talk about is Chocolate Greedy. Now, Chocolate Greedy is an OG as well. I almost decluttered this, but then I went back to smell it. It is beautiful. My daughter said this smells like, it's like click, click, click. My daughter said this smelled like, to her, like a butter popcorn. I kind of got that. So there's chocolate in here. There's some fruits. There's a citrus in here as well. There's a lot of vanilla, tonka bean, and like I said, some cacao powder. This is powdery. It's buttery. It almost gives me a slightly movie theater butter popcorn vibe with a little bit of chocolate and some citruses or some orange. It's beautiful, super affordable. You can find this on the discounters. Chocolate Greedy, a little powdery as well, by the House of Mateu. I think this is my only Mateu fragrance. You know, I'm thinking about buying Rose's Musk again because my one of my girlfriends or a coworker, Justice, she bought Rose's Musk. I decluttered Rose's Musk many, many years ago, but I kind of want that back because it is a beautiful, beautiful rose musk. It's a sharp, in your face, projecting big bouquet of red, pink, like all the roses you can think of. So the next one we're going to talk about is by the House of Hez Parfum. Now this one is called Brownie Points. Now Brownie Points is such a super affordable fragrance, so amazing. It almost smells like a fudge covered, now this one smells like fudge, a fudge covered brownie with a warm vanilla ice cream and some strawberries. You guys, this one's amazing. So anyway, get your nose on, yeah, fudge cut with a little bit of nuts, you know, a little bit of almond, like you got your fudge brownie with some almonds, some vanilla ice cream, and some strawberry on top, you guys. So this is Brownie Points by Heads Parfum. Super affordable. I think these retail for like $40, $50, $60. Sometimes he has a huge discount on his site. You cannot go wrong. I'm still smelling, okay, because it smells so good. You cannot go wrong with Brownie Points. Get your nose on this. Also, Theodore's Calatini's. If you want a velvety, buttery chocolate, literally straight up chocolate, super affordable as well. Get your nose on these. So these two are amazing, affordable, and I think under $60. This one, if you want to add a little bit of like nuttiness and some fruits to it, smelling like a whole snack, a brownie. This one, I layer it with my butterscotch vanilla fragrance as well. And let me spray it on this finger. But this one literally gives you like a creamy, y'all. So good. Smells like a buttery chocolate, a buttery milk chocolate. Milk chocolate with, this is so freaking good. Milk chocolate with butter, you know? With that authentic churned butter. It is gorgeous. And I layer it with my vanilla because that vanilla smells like butterscotch by Theodore's Calatini's. Y'all, this is so good. Velvet Chocolate by Theodore's Calatini's. The next one, we're going to talk about the obvious Chocolate Queen. Now, I did decant this out, I think about 10 mLs, but I do a lot of layering with Chocolate Queen and other fragrances. But to me, this is a beautiful, slightly boosted. This is if you don't like a heavy chocolate fragrance, because it almost gives a Bailey, slightly amaretto, chocolatey vibe. But this is for my chocolate lovers that are just starting to dip their toes in a little bit of chocolate. So this is Chocolate Queen by Navitus. Kind of affordable, but it definitely smells like a chocolatey, light, airy, boozy Bailey's chocolatey fragrance. You know, but it's a nice fragrance, light, airy chocolate compared to all of these heavy, thick, rich chocolate fragrances that I have here. I know you guys hear me like breathing like crazy. Okay, but let me stop spraying and just talk. The next one, I was not a super huge fan of. When I initially smelled this, I was like, oh, it's nice, but it wasn't giving me the chocolate that I wanted. But y'all, this fragrance has sat for over a year, I think. I am getting a rich, dark chocolate cherry cordial that melts in your mouth. And it's also giving me a little bit of rose. I don't know what's in here, but literally it smells like the sweetest, most decadent, rich, a little bit of tartness from the cherry. It's mouth watering, and it's giving me that rose too. And this is Paulina Char. This one's in collaboration with Gabby Loves Perfume. I think it's Gabby Loves Perfume. I think that's her page. This one is Paulina Char's The Venom of Love. Y'all, this fragrance has sat, and it is decadent, it is rich, and it is gorgeous, and it is sweet, and it is tart, and it is juicy, and I love it. Anyway, get your nose on Venom of Love. Like I said, it smells like a chocolate cordial fragrance, like decadent rich chocolate, and some rose. And I'm gonna pull this one out and sit it on my tray for January because I love it just that much. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Carolina Herrera's Gold, Myrrh, and Tonka. Now, I've had this for a long time, and I've been seeing it on discounters. I remember buying this fragrance for a regular price several years ago, and I was a bit annoyed I'm a bit annoyed when I see this on discounters. This fragrance being on discounters taught me patience, because I think I paid like $370 with shipping, almost $400 for this fragrance. And this is Gold Myrrh Absolute, but I was in love with the note of myrrh, you know, so I really wanted this fragrance, Myrrh Immortelle Cacao. So in here, you have your black pepper, Immortelle, cacao, licorice, myrrh, and vanilla. Now, I don't get a heavy licorice or anise smell from this fragrance. It just adds to the Immortelle, making it a little more beautiful, spicy, warm, fresh. The myrrh is fresh in this fragrance, but it smells like, to me, it's Immortelle dominant. Immortelle and myrrh dominant, with a little bit of dusting of cacao. But if you like a warm, spicy Immortelle and the myrrh, it is absolutely beautiful. A little bit of tonka. It's creamy. I love this alone. It's sexy. Love that this has the magnetic cap. It almost gives me vibes of Zamaya's fragrance with the magnetic cap and the round bottle. Magnetic cap. But anyway, get your nose on this, y'all. I got a lot of chocolate stuff. Okay. Anyway, the next one, I don't like Dua's fragrances, but Dua has a vanilla and they have a chocolate that I absolutely love. So anyway, this is Chocolate Affair by Dua. This is like one of my tops in this, out of all these fragrances I have here. So in Dua's Chocolate Affair, you have a beautiful, beautiful white musk cacao. You have some chocolate, coffee, orange bitters, bergamot, and like some cognac. Now, I'm not going to spray this because this is a beast, but I've been smelling it this week in preparation for this review. So you get that orange, boozy bitters and cognac, and you get some dark chocolate and a little bit of coffee to make this a little more mysterious and dark. If you want a true, slightly zesty, chocolatey, boozy fragrance, then go to Dua's website and see if they still have this Chocolate Affair. I don't like any of Dua's other fragrances, but I love the ones that came in this bottle, the vanilla and the chocolate. I think it was Vanilla Affair and Chocolate Affair, because Dua, I tried them like 5 years ago or 6 years ago when they initially started out, and the oils in their fragrances were not doing it for me. So I just like crossed them out, and then I found this one. So the next one we're going to talk about, I love Kilian's Intoxicated, which has a mocha, but it's more of a coffee prominent, but I do love Black Phantom. Now, Black Phantom to me smells like a brownie as well, but it smells like an animalic, and I hate that I bought this bottle. I was being cheap, y'all, and I put it in like a 10 ml atomizer, which I did not bring. So I think you're supposed to close this. I can't even remember. But anyway, this bottle is almost full. But anyway, I transferred it to a 10 ml atomizer. I wore this in Amsterdam and I could not stop smelling myself. I need to pull this one back out as well. Black Phantom, it gives like a nuttiness. I don't know if there's hazelnut, walnuts, or it almost gives me like that Lust Eau de Lis without the powderiness, or the iris. But this one's dark, it's rich. If you like a nutty, dark chocolate fragrance, slight animalic, and Black Phantom, what are the notes in this fragrance? Let's see. I don't even know, and I don't think I remember writing them down, but here it is. There's caramel, dark chocolate, coffee, there's almond, vanilla, there's sugar, some tonka bean. But anyway, y'all, love this. I want it in the original bottle. I should have just saved my coins and not have been cheap, but I love this fragrance. If you want, it smells like a nutty brownie to me with a little bit of sugar, and it's also giving me a slight animalic boozy vibe. But I love Kilian's Black Phantom. It's a beast on me. You don't need a lot. I think I sprayed it about 6 or 8 times, and I smelled it in the cold weather in Amsterdam. Anyway, love Kilian's Black Phantom. Get your nose on that. Also, I think this is the last one, y'all. I think I spoke about everything. Yeah. So anyway, this is Juset's Banana Splits. So I was going to wait to include this in my gourmands, but I'll talk about it now as well, because I get a chocolatey vanilla swirl ice cream, almost like a banana split with some fruits. It is beautiful, but you definitely get a prominent chocolate, like a chocolate dipped banana. That's what this smells like, you know? Oh, the atomizer is amazing. Oh, this is so good. Almost like a powdery, slightly powdery banana split with like, it literally smells like a dark chocolate dipped banana, but with whipped cream, with vanilla, with some ice cream. maybe with some berries on it. It is gorgeous. I love, love, love this one. I ended up buying Belle Helene as well, which is a pear fragrance, and we're going to talk about that one when I do my Gourmand review as well, because there's some Gourmand facets to that fragrance as well. Anyway, you guys, that's enough. Go out to the world, spread amazing, see yash, do good, be good. And I hope I covered every single chocolate fragrance that I have sitting here on this table, you all. All right, bye-bye. Love you all. Let me know down in the comments, what is your most like amazing chocolate scent that you smelled. Now there's one chocolate fragrance that I did order a sample of, but it's not here yet, and that is by the House of Atelier des Ors, and it is called I have Kawa Carda, which is a prominent coffee and cardamom, and I'm waiting for a sample of the Coco Kimia, which is a prominent chocolate and coffee, but maybe I'll feature that one when I do my chocolate, when I do my coffee review, you all. Anyway, bye-bye. Talk to you later.